time I was 30, I mean, I was flying pretty high. I mean, I had planes, helicopter, the whole bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was, me, it was pretty early.
And this is one thing that I've always been curious about. When you're dealing with such a large amount of cash, how do you like reinvest that and clean it? Like, because sure, there's not many places that will accept it.
No. I give you an example. We had a lot of cash. Initially, we had a lot of cash. And then at some point in time when the law changed and you had to become a wholesaler, complicated, but we started doing a lot of wire transfers. So I had foreign banks that I was dealing with in Austria mainly, a little bit in the Caribbean, but Austria mainly. And we had a lot of cash collected from our gas stations because I had over 350 gas stations we either owned or operated, one of the two, leased them, owned them, operated, whatever. And so we had a lot of cash coming in. So I had a guy in a bank. I don't want to mention his name. And poor guy went through a lot of headaches because of it. But I called him one day and I said, Rocco, you got a basement in this bank? And he says, yeah, why? I said, come on, let's go downstairs. So we go downstairs. And I said, Rocco, look, business is really good for me right now. I said, I'm going to have a lot of cash. I said, you can't handle it upstairs. I says, but here's what I'd like to do. I'll refinish the whole basement. We'll put a safe in here, hire a couple of tellers. We'll get a couple of counting machines. I says, and let this be my room. I said, all at my expense. He says, you got it. And so I built a whole room for him down there. We hired two tellers that had the counting machines and we're bringing in cash every single day. And, we're counting it. Some of it I was moving out, physically moving out to other banks, and others we were wiring out.
Mm.
It was a big operation just to handle the cash.